hello there, children. Now, if you've been following me for a little while, you'll know that I talk a lot about breathing and the importance of your breath. And I cannot stress it enough. When you learn to control your breathing, you will change your life. Change your breath, change your life. That's my catchphrase now. I don't know where I heard it or even if I invented it or not, but I'm taking it because I'm going to be saying it a lot because it's true. I'm going to teach you how to start doing this because the bridge between the mind and the body is the breath. The bridge between this world and the next is the breath. So whether you want it for health, performance, spirituality, meditation, it don't matter. It's going to start with your snout. Now, perhaps you remember my one video. Are you breathing correctly? But if you don't, let me just recap some things for you quickly. Always breathe through your nose. Your nose was made for breathing, your mouth was made for food. Some of you know this. So, always breathe through your nose. Next, most important part, your tongue should be on your roof of your mouth. On the roof, just behind your teeth. Pushing up. When the tongue sits on the roof of the mouth, magic happens. There's been lots of studies to show that when children mouth breathe, it actually changes the structure of their face. Putting the tongue on the roof of the mouth provides cranial support for the face and the jawline. So without nasal breathing, they're forced to mouth breathe and a receding of the jawline happens. Maybe you've met some people and their jawline is not here, but it's here. Why? Mouth breathing. I will link to some studies that you can read if you want to delve further into this. I'm not here to tell you all the science as to why it's important. I'm just here to tell you that it's important. So, number one, breathe through the nose. Don't breathe through the mouth. Number two, put your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Very important part. Now, there are many ways to breathe. Like in life, there are many ways to do everything. But I'm going to break it down to two areas. We can have rapid breath and we can have slow, shallow breathing. Okay? Now, we have two areas of our autonomic nervous system. One is called the sympathetic nervous system, one's called the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is your fight and flight. It's your adrenaline, it's your cortisol, it's all the things that get you moving and waking you up and crazy. The parasympathetic nervous system is your rest and digest. The rest and digest, well, it's for resting and digesting, which means sleeping, repairing your body, all these important things. Now, technically, you're not in one or the other. They're both kind of always active. But again, for simplicity's sake, let's look at it this way. You can switch between them. So, when you don't breathe properly, when you breathe into your chest, when you breathe through your mouth, you are activating your sympathetic nervous system. This means you are in fight or flight mode. That means that your body is very stressed. Now, stress seeps through every part of your body and will lead to disease. It will lead to sickness. It will lead to pain. We have a massive prefrontal cortex. That means that we can control things in our body, which means based on what you think, you can make yourself sick. Based on what you think, you can make yourself better. The breath mimics the mind. What does that mean? When your mind is crazy, your breath is crazy. If your breath is crazy, your mind is crazy. If your breath is calm, your mind is calm. These things are intricately connected. Nothing in the body is in isolation. It is all connected. I keep saying this. This is my other catchphrase. Everything is connected. Write it down. I can't even snap my fingers. Everything in the body is connected. Okay, so thoughts control the breath, control the body. The breath controls the body, controls the thoughts. It's an up and down chain. So, short, shallow breathing, incorrect breathing, sympathetic nervous system state activated. If you are in the sympathetic nervous system state activation for too long, you will get sick. You won't sleep at night. You won't digest your food properly. You won't secrete the right hormones. You won't anything. It's a full system. Next one, parasympathetic breathing. Slow nasal breathing, gentle breathing, calms you down. The rest and digest. Your body cannot just digest food if you are stressed. Your body cannot digest food properly if you are too stressed or too worked up or not thinking properly. So, how do we do this? Well, I'm so glad you asked, and that's why I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm going to make 2 videos. One video is how to activate the sympathetic nervous system. David, why would you want to activate that? Because it's an important part of life. And so, deep, fast breathing has a benefit. It might make you more sympathetic dominant, but that has benefits. There are benefits to both. There is nothing inherently wrong with anything in life. It's just wrong time or too much. Same with food, same with exercise, same with everything in life. There's no such thing as something bad. It's just maybe not right for you right now. Okay, so if you are always in the sympathetic nervous system state, doing heavy breathing, like the Wim Hof breathing, is probably not the best thing for you. Further sympathetic activation. You don't want this. You want the parasympathetic. Okay? The nervous system controls everything in your body. Learning to switch between these will change your life. Change your breath, change your life. Write it down. Okay, so the next one, parasympathetic breathing, which is slow. I will make a video on that. These will be guided videos so that you can follow along, so you can do it, so you can try it every single day. The sympathetic nervous system breathing is deep, it's kind of fast, and it's very exciting. It's a stress kind of breathing. Stress, again, is not inherently bad. Too much stress is bad, okay? So you go to the gym, you stress your muscle gets damaged, it grows back stronger. That's a good stress. You go to the gym, you damage your muscles, you don't rest, you don't recover, your muscle doesn't heal. Maybe you get an injury, bad stress. And so, we got to learn to give our body the right stresses at the right times, or control the stresses at the right times also. This is where breathing comes in. So, let me paint a picture. You're feeling very tired. You need energy. You don't know what to do. You know you shouldn't drink too much coffee. You do some heavy breathing. You do the sympathetic activation breathing. Brings you some energy, starts moving some oxygen, builds up some CO2. CO2 is also not a bad thing. Everyone thinks that CO2 is a waste gas. It's actually not a waste gas. It's very important for blood circulation and modulating of the heart and things like that. So we need that sometimes. I do that breathing every single morning to wake up, to flood my body with some oxygen and CO2 after a long night of sleeping and possibly poor breathing, because I don't know how to breathe in my sleep yet. Then throughout the day I will do periods of sympathetic breathing, which is very slow and soft and smooth. It should be kind of shallow. You shouldn't actually be breathing deep and heavy. When they say take 3 big deep breaths, it's not actually necessarily the best thing to do, especially if you want to calm down. What you should be doing is taking slow, soft, gentle breaths. You should make your breath so soft and smooth that the fine hairs of your nostrils don't even flutter. Okay. So, recap. The breath controls everything in the body. The bridge between the mind and the body is the breath. Okay? Thoughts influence the body, affects the breathing. The way you breathe affects the body, affects the mind. The chain goes up and down. 2 states of your autonomic nervous system: sympathetic, parasympathetic. Fight and flight, rest and digest. Fast, heavy breathing activates the sympathetic. Not necessarily a bad thing if you want to stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, but too much stimulation makes you sick, makes you stressed, makes you diseased. That's how disease starts. It starts with stresses in the body. It starts with an unbalanced environment. We want homeostasis. Homeostasis means balance. Okay? Now the next one, parasympathetic, rest and digest. We want slow, soft breathing. This is how we should train our bodies to breathe. We should train our bodies to utilize the oxygen we provide them and to utilize the CO2 as well. Anxiety is linked to high levels of CO2, and so When people have panic disorders, it's kind of a feedback system because you don't breathe properly, CO2 levels build up, that creates more anxiety. And so through training this type of breathing that I'm going to teach you, you learn to not be so anxious, and you can learn to really take charge of your breath, and you can change your life.